how to repot woody perennials from the dry tropics when they become pot bound and need more resources. This is the fragrant elephant tree, Bursera fagaroides, a New World native in the myrrh family. And I see that it has one seed ripe on it. So we'll take the seed off first, and we'll make sure that we've got that in the properly identified packet for future reference. Meanwhile, the tree itself is largely dormant. It has a few little green leaves on it. Myrrh trees tend to stay green as long as they're being watered in the greenhouse. They don't withstand frost very well. So when they go dormant, there is usually some reason for that. And this time I think it's pot bound or root bound, as some people call it. And also it has a lot of these life plant, Mexican hat, mother of thousands volunteers in it. And those need to go because they're sucking resources from the plant that's really meant to be here. So I'm going to take it outside and bare root it and depot it, and we'll see what we've got in terms of root structure. Out with the old pot and in with the new. All of those weeds get removed from the side. And this is fairly typical to a Bursera. They are somewhat tuberous. They are creating moisture resources in a subterranean way by producing a tuberous root where water can be stored, kind of like a baobab tree almost. There's another one there. There's another tuber right there. And beyond that, we have a lot of roots. So we're checking it now to see if there's any necrotic tissue, that is dead roots that need to be removed. And basically, I'm seeing very little of that. There are a few hair roots that could be removed because they seem to be deadened ends like that. But for the most part, this is a very healthy tree. So we're happy to see that. There's another tuber right there. Those take on all kinds of weird kind of space debris shapes. And now what we're going to do, peel off some of this material here that's not needed. The New World Burseraceae have these cortex that kind of peels off, and that is indicative of species. It's almost humanoid in the way it peels and makes skin. And then, of course, at any time, if you clip one of the ends or if you scarify the trunk, you'll get the oleogum resin coming out. And that is the medicinal portion. It is used as a burnable and finds its way into churches and also native ceremonies, and really emits an enormously wonderful fragrance that kind of dispels all evil influence. So some of the native people will just call any of the New World myrrh species copal. That's your kind of standard village terminology. This would be a copal. So here we go with the replant. And what I find in any of these repot situations is I want to go up to the next size pot. So I've got a bigger pot here. And what I tend to do is put in my fast draining mix while the plant is way down in the pot. And that may seem strange to you, but I'll demonstrate in a second why that's a good idea. Okay, we'll use that much potting soil. Now we'll get the tree into the center of the pot and we'll jiggle and lift. And what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that the root structure has taken on a completely natural form and all of the roots are pointing straight down. And that is part of a really healthy transplant. Then I want to look across the rim of the pot and assure that the distance that it has been lifted is appropriate to the pot size. You want to have it pretty high in the pot. You put it too low in the pot, it's going to get really moist, and that's not good for a dryland species. So then beyond that, at this point, you go in and you tuck. You tuck all the way around, firming the soil in around the roots, making sure that there are no air pockets. Then a little bit more potting soil, not much. Even that out. And the rest of this is going to be filled with a white pumice top dressing. And the reason for that is dry crown and weed control. I'm going to have to go and get a little bit more pumice. But you get the idea. The pumice is going to go right up to the edge of the pot, and I'm not going to water this because, again, it's a dryland species. Water can be inimical to the regrowing of the roots for the first week or two. I'll just leave it in the greenhouse and then I'll water it gently, and it will reward me by coming back into leaf. There it is after I put in the rest of the pumice. Very, very happy plant. Grow well, little plant.